Hello, everybody. This is Matthew Brand. Welcome to Magnum Creed. I hope you're having a fantastic day or night or whatever. And the topic for this episode is going to be the four cornerstones of success and happiness. Now, as the author of Magnum Creed, I like to use it to talk about things school and your everyday media doesn't really like to discuss. Uh, but I also don't want to make it so nuanced that it's so metaphysical or whatever. I really want to just discuss it more factual based. And to be honest, the four cornerstones of success and happiness are important to a lot of people. These are things that people search for, they strive, they want to the core of their being. And when they don't have it, sometimes they feel unbalanced. And that's where you get a lot of unbalanced people who either do bad stuff or really crazy stuff. And we don't really seem to understand it sometimes. So that'll help open up other discussions. But right now, let's talk about the four, which is power, people, pleasure, and position. Those are the four P's that make up the four cornerstones of success and happiness. Now, power, I mean by money, influence, that kind of thing. When I'm talking about people, I'm talking love. You want love, spouse, family, close friends. When I'm talking about pleasure, wine, women, song, that kind of thing. You want enjoyment. You want to be healthy and enjoy all the stuff that you have. If what good is having the world if you can't enjoy it? If your soul's not having any fun, if you're miserable because you're working all the time. And then the fourth one being position. A lot of people want to be respected or pitied or whatever but they want that position in society. They want to feel like they belong. There's so many different ways to put it, but basically, I want to separate that from love because you can have friends, family, and be, loved and cared for and all that. But everybody just, oh my God, this person. So, they don't have any respect for you. So these things are very important. They are to a lot of people. And I know I keep saying that, but I really want to stress that because this is why it's such an important topic. But you notice that this doesn't get talked about in schools. Schools don't really talk to you about how to build money and influence and what are different avenues to take. They just kind of prepare you with different subjects of English and math and whatever, science, to prepare you for a life that you probably won't have. They're teaching you Spanish or French or something, but you're very unlikely to go on speaking Spanish. Of the percentage of the people who go into school, right? The percentage of the people who are going to most high schools in the United States, most of them are not going either into STEM fields, and most of them are not going into any field that's going to make much use of what they're learning in high school. And if they do, they will go to college and also go a few years learning some crap they're never going to use, to finally go into grad school and really buckle down on the things they probably will use in their career if they finish the grad school for it. Now, I never cared much for that, and most people going to high school know it, and they're young, and they know that. So that being said, I want to talk about these individually and give a little bit more depth into them, but I really want to also point out before I leave you today on this episode that a lot of people, when they're unbalanced, when they have like one of these things missing, sometimes the other three will help take care of it, right? If you don't have much money, or influence, sometimes having the respect of people around you, having people that love you and care about you, and having, the ability to enjoy the situations you're in, that can, along with belief, right? But we all have belief. These aren't something we have to set there. It's just that our beliefs need to either be strengthened or transferred to something else more positive. But that's like the middle. That's not really cornerstone. That's more like the central pillar. But the thing is, or that I would say that's more like the ground that the cornerstones are laid on. It's going to be there. But when you're missing that money, those other things, they'll take care of that for you sometimes, right? I mean, you have friends that love you and people that respect you, and you enjoy things with them or whatever. A lot of times you won't be without a home. You won't be without clothes or food. What person lets their child or their friends and family starve? That's not common. That's not normal. So that being said, you have very important things. These four very important things that people strive for, and some people will say if they're on the opposite end of the spectrum, they'll say, well, you don't need these things. The idea of enlightenment is to be not attached to these things. And when you choose to be content and not attached to these things, that's when you'll truly have them. Well, that's one avenue, and we'll talk about that further. But for the most part, people do crave these things, and I do want to do my best to address them and help them get them. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be talking about these more in depth in the future, individually and sometimes together. But I just want to lay down that this is the creed. This is my belief. These are the four things people really crave for. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section. And if you have opinion or anything relating to it, let me know. If you like and you believe that these four things are cornerstones to success, give me a like and subscribe, because we're going to be going into this in depth if you want to know more about it. Peace.